Crash happened a while ago, but you probably remember it, especially if you're the parent of teenagers. 9 years ago today, countless lives were torn apart in the wake of a horrific car crash on Sahara Avenue. It's a day that still haunts a lot of us, and it is still having an impact on our community even today. Tonight, Michelle Velez takes a look back at that crash through the eyes of one girl who saw it all. And we have to warn you going in, some of the images you're about to see are graphic.
A gruesome scene in front of a local high school. Twisted metal, bloody teenagers, and dozens of emergency responders. A horrific car accident unfolding before the eyes of hundreds of students. Fortunately for those involved, everything about this accident is fake, except for one part.
911 emergency. Yeah, there was just an accident on Sahara right before Sloan. Is that Sloan? I think it's before Sloan. It's really bad. It's really bad.
The 911 call used to open the program.
We opened the every 15 minutes program with that 911 call because it's so powerful.
Are you okay? I wasn't in the accident. I just saw it. This is all my friend.
Desperate screams of a 16-year-old Las Vegas girl as she witnessed a horrible accident involving 5 of her good friends.
I was in front of the car when they picked up. That's why the 911 call is so intense, because like as soon as they picked up was when I was right there. You know, so you can hear them in the car.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Oh my God!
What are you seeing?
The car is in half. It's split in half. The other half is down the street, and my friends are all screaming in it. Oh my God! One girl is passed out. Oh my God!
It's been almost a decade since Serene Lindsay made that call, but to this day, what she saw still haunts her.
It's something that's never going to go away. It gets easier, you know? It's kind of nuts that it's been like 9 years. It feels I can replay it.
And she's not the only one.
I've seen a lot of horrific crashes, and this one to this day still sticks out in my mind as one particular one that I don't think I'll ever forget.
Girls had all just finished having open campus lunch and were rushing back to school. They were speeding down a windy stretch of Sahara Avenue when the driver lost control and spun out.
Major car accident at Sloan and Sahara.
In this instance, that loss of control was so quick and so sudden that by the time the driver even realized that the car was out of control, it was done. It was over with. It had already struck the pole. The car had been split in two. One of the passengers had already died, and the others were seriously injured.
Serene was driving behind them and witnessed the entire thing. She says at first she didn't realize her friends were in the car, but the shock quickly set in when she saw the condition of the driver, her good friend, Ashley Troster.
That's in my 911 call where I'm like, Ashley, Ashley. I'm like talking to her like, hey, because she's moving.
Ashley, don't. Ashley. Oh my God.
Serene.
Oh my God.
Stay calm. We're on the way. The ambulance coming off.
So I like pull her hair like away from her, and it's just like just gushing blood. And like that's the last memory that I have of her, you know, is just sorry. So that's when I really freak out.
The front passenger, Natasha Keeter, was killed on impact. Ashley Troster died 3 days later on Mother's Day. The other 3 girls survived, but barely. Detective Bill Redfern still has a hard time talking about it.
You can imagine all the emotion. And then because all the other kids were on their way back to the school, they're all standing around watching the scene unfold in front of them. Sorry.
All 3 survivors suffered severe injuries. The worst involved the loss of one girl's leg. The recovery took years and was extremely painful both physically and emotionally. 2 lives lost, 3 others drastically changed, and countless more affected forever.
That girl that made the 911 call, to this day, she's probably in the same boat that I am. She can't talk about it without seeing the sights that she saw that day, hearing the sound she heard that day, smelling the smells, all of that, and it comes back just as vivid.
Serene has found some peace. She used art as a form of therapy to heal her wounds, but she says the scars will never go away.
The accident It's been a big part of all my artwork. Even my chest piece, it's a giant reaper. It's as big as my face. I look at it every single day as a reminder to live.
Your decisions while you're behind the wheel have consequences for more than you. It's that ripple effect.
A ripple effect that spread throughout an entire community. We're told the survivors are doing well. All three have moved on and have families of their own now. But their lives were never the same after that deadly day in 2002. And unfortunately, there are still too many teenagers with the same fate.
It's very frustrating to walk there and know that something so silly and stupid is what caused this person's death. You know, one little mistake, in the blink of an eye, gone.
Michelle Velez, News 3.
And there is even more to this very powerful story coming up in about an hour. We will show you how this one tragedy really changed our community and how it changed the way Metro handles drivers' education. We'll also show you how this crash is being used by police forces all over the country. That's coming up tonight at 6 o'clock.